In the very beginning, when the world was still young and perfect, there was a Gardena paradise called Eden. It was a place of peace, where the first man, Adam, and the first woman, Eve, lived in harmony with nature and with God. In this paradise, God gave them everything they needed, but he gave one command: "You may eat from any tree in the garden, but not from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, for if you do, you will surely die." One day, as Eve walked near the forbidden tree, a voice called to her. It was the serpent, the most cunning of all creatures.
"Did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden?"
The serpent hissing and slyly asked. Eve glances at the fruit, her fingers twitching slightly. Eve, hesitant.
"We may eat from any tree, but not this one. If we eat or even touch it, we will die."
The serpent's eyes glowed with deceit as it spoke again, whispering.
"You will not surely die. God knows that when you eat it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like him, knowing good and evil."
Eve slowly reaches out, plucks the fruit, and takes a bite. A moment later, she gave it to Adam, who also eats. At that moment, their eyes were opened, but instead of gaining wisdom, they felt something they had never known before: shame. Adam and Eve looked down at themselves in horror. Realizing their nakedness, they rushed to cover their bodies with fig leaves. The sound of footsteps echoes through the garden. Adam and Eve look at each other in fear and hide among the trees.
"Adam, where are you?"
The voice of their Creator rang through the garden, but instead of running to him, Adam and Eve hid, ashamed of what they had done. A trembling Adam steps out from behind a tree, his head lowered.
"I heard you and was afraid because I was naked, so I hid."
Who told you that you were naked? Did you eat from the tree I commanded you not to eat from?
Adam points to Eve, shifting the blame.
"The woman you gave me, she gave me the fruit and I ate."
Eve, looking down, softly said,
"The serpent deceived me, and I ate."
God looked at them with both justice and mercy. To the serpent he declared a curse.
You will crawl on your belly and eat dust all your life, and I will put enmity between your offspring and the woman's. Her seed will crush your head, and you will strike his heel. Eve, you will suffer greatly in childbirth, and your desire will be for your husband, but he will rule over you. Adam, because you disobeyed, the ground is cursed. You will toil for your food, and in the end, you will return to the dust from which you came."
God, in his mercy, makes garments of animal skins for Adam and Eve, covering their shame. And so the fall of man began our story of struggle with sin. Sin entered the world, and humanity was separated from God. But even in judgment, God gave a promise of redemption. The seed of the woman would crush the serpent's head, foreshadowing the coming of Christ. And so, the fall of man marked the beginning of humanity's struggle with sin, but also God's plan for salvation through Jesus. What do you think about the story of the fall? What lessons can we learn today? Comment below and let's discuss. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more powerful biblical narratives.